Peppers, we got to do it. If you want more peppers, you need bushier plants. And I've got some examples here of some stuff that I've done, and I'll show you the right way, the wrong way, and how to do it. Here's our peppers. So these peppers we potted up a week or two ago, and these peppers need to be potted up. We'll probably do that sometime within the next few days. And then just to give you an overview right quick, here's our tomato plants. I had to go out of town last weekend and they got a little dry. So we had a little dieback, but it's time to repot these, and this actually isn't a bad thing because we're gonna go ahead and just bury them right up to there. So they'll form new roots and rebound, no problem. This is just part of it. And then these are our sweet potatoes. So you can see we are clipping and rerooting. So you can see we are actually growing roots in here. And then we've got some, we're still waiting on, some of them are just slow as molasses, but we'll end up getting a lot. This one back here has actually given us like 5 or 6 sweet potato slips so far. Looks like we're gonna get 2 more. And if they're getting too long going up, then we clip them. I'll bring you back in here and show you some more stuff in depth. I'll probably make another sweet potato dedicated video shortly, but for right now let's focus on these hot peppers and sweet peppers, just peppers in general. Got these repotted, and you can see I have these stakes here, and all they are is due to the way that I start my seeds. If you look at these here, you can see they are jam-packed in there. So invariably what happens is the one in the middle get a little bit of a weak stem, and that's one reason why I go ahead and repot them. Because you have to remember, in this one 10 by 20 tray, there's 50 plants in here, and they look really good right now. But they get a little bit of a weak stem, so I just take these little bamboo skewers and I'll put them in and just lean the plants up on them, and they should, I mean, if you look, this one's not even really touching anymore, so if we remove it, see, it's just gonna stay right up there just like that. No issues, and it's just to kind of give them a little bit of structure so that they can rebound from being overcrowded and then go from there. Now you can see we're kind of getting back into the same idea where we're starting to get some overcrowding here. So what we need to do is we need to trim for a couple reasons. One, like this one's starting to produce flowers and we don't want that. We still have about a month to go. So we are going to top all of these plants. I'm not going to top them all on camera, but I do a step down approach, and typically I've done it one way, and the other day when I put them in here I did them a different way, and now we're starting to see results. So I wanted to bring it to you because the way that this works is if you have more leaves, then you get more fruits, and what that means is generally a pepper will just grow straight up. But by trimming it, you're gonna cause it to split. But there's a right way and a wrong way I've found in the past few years. And last year I played with it and I was really happy with the results. So first, let's look at the wrong way. So here's the wrong way. You see this right here, how it's splitting right here? Now you may look at that and be like, oh, well that's good, it's gonna produce 2. Well, the problem is you have this stem and then it's gonna split here and go up, and you're gonna have a lot of pressure on the stem right here, right? Now look at this pepper plant here. Do you see that? You see 1, 2, 3, 4 splits. Now that's really good because we're gonna get splits over here, and that pressure is not gonna be up here on the plant. That pressure is going to be spread out amongst the stem. And what this means is if you look at this, we're getting 4 more stems to produce peppers on versus 2 more here. So really, once we do this and we cut them again, then we're going to get more splits off of these. So that's what we want to do. So if I get my trusty little skizzers here, so this is going to act as 2 things. This is going to help with the overcrowding a little bit, because what it does is going to open it up. So all I'm going to do is clip that off. Now watch how much it's going to open up this one area. So see, generally if you do it wrong, you clip it here at the very top, and then that's just going to cause a split right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clip it down there. And so you can see we already have growth coming here. And in the next crook here, I only have 2 hands, so y'all just gonna have to deal with it. But you can see how that's gonna work. So now that this can get more sunlight, this will start to grow more. And you can see how it's opened up a little bit. So if we go through and do a couple more. So again, my camera keeps shutting the screen off. If you look here, you wanna go below the first V and clip. Okay, so if we go to an easier one, let's go to one in the front. You see this right here? That right there, most people would want to clip here, but you want to clip down here. And so you're going to get that better spread. And then, so this plant right now, what this plant's telling it is, hey, I want to produce a fruit, it's time. And what I'm telling it is, no, it is not time. It is time for you to make more seed, which is what a fruit is. What we got to understand here is this, all of this growing food thing on the plant side is nothing more than a survival technique, meaning it wants to spread its seed, it wants to survive, it wants the genetics to be passed on. So we need to coax it to do that, but in our own way. So by doing this, I know that, hey, it's time. So why is this plant right here starting to flower? Well, it can be an indication of a few things. First things first, it could be an indication that it is root bound. And so it's like, hey, gotta go. You know, remember when the pepper in a can challenge was going on? That's essentially what it was. Another aspect of it could be stress. So again, what is the purpose of a pepper? Right? Any fruit, pick whatever, we're focusing on peppers right now. What is the purpose of a pepper? Well, to the plant, it's not for you to eat it. To the plant, it's to spread its seed, right? So we're giving it an opportunity and we're saying, no, stop it, not yet. And then you cut it and it's like, oh, and as a stress reaction, what it does is it starts to grow and spread more. So that's the goal here. Not sure about doing this and you don't know if you really want to go down this path. First of all, I can tell you this plant right here is going to be evenly spread out and more bushy like. So if I go in and I do my spacing right and I give it a foot in between, maybe even 18 inches, 16 inches, something like that, then it's going to spread out nicely. And even if we don't do anything else, we'll still get a good bushy plant. Now, I'm probably going to do this again, and I'll have to watch the plant, but if I am going to do it again and these down here actually survive, then I may trim these to get a little bit more bushy at the bottom and let these kind of come up and have like a cone look to them. So we'll get a bigger spread on the bottom and then more going up. That's the goal here. But even if I do nothing now, we're already going down the right path. And usually when I plant them out, I'll do another clipping too. Go crazy. But generally it's right now and then at planting, and then I'll do a light. And a lot of times after I'm getting them planted, I'll just go through the tops and just clip all the way across. And then that will kind of suffice for that. But you can see how this will do a couple things. It'll obviously bush it out and it's going to give me more space so I can get more light penetration down in here. And this is a really good technique for you to get more peppers off of your plants. So you don't have to plant 50 plants. You can plant, you know, let's put it into real terms. You got an 8-foot row. Let's say you plant them a foot apart, which is a little tight, but it's absolutely doable. You have 8 plants. Well, if you put more plants in, let's say every 6 inches, you're going to get more peppers off of this. And if you separate those and you trim them right and you go to 16 inches in between, you're going to get more peppers per plant because you have more surface area, you have more flowers and all that stuff. Now, there's another aspect of this that we'll get in. I've done a video in the past about it, but I'm going to kind of focus on peppers a little bit. And I want to, once we get them planted out, or if I see it happening in here again, then I'll bring it to you. But it's all about pulling the flowers. So we'll discuss that when the time's ready. But for right now, this is the game, and we'll just get all of these topped. If you're nervous about it, do it piece by piece. You don't have to do all of them at once. You can go through and do, you know, depending on how you want to do it, you could do one row here, skip a row, do a row, skip a row. You could do the inside, you could just do the outside, you could do every other one, whatever you want to do. But this is why I plant more. Number one, I sell these, but number two, for me in my garden, if I want to make sure that I have something to go and I'm nervous, and I'll do every other one and I still have every other one that's still pristine, ready to go. But this technique I've been doing for years and it really does work. So let us know in the comments, have you done anything like this for your peppers? And also, have you been doing it wrong? So I think the proof is in the pudding here. This is why I plant more. Number one, I sell these, but number two, for me in my garden, if I want to make sure that I have something to go and I'm nervous, and I'll do every other one and I still have every other one that's still pristine, ready to go. But this technique I've been doing for years and it really does work. So let us know in the comments, have you done anything like this for your peppers? And also, have you been doing it wrong? So I think the proof is in the pudding here. This is good. And well, what we had here was bad. We don't have it anymore, but let's do it like this. Bad, good.